The Florence Little Theater's got a big season. Meet its executive director, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the South Carolina Civil War Museum, housed here in the Myrtle Beach Indoor Shooting Range. We're focused on the Florence Little Theater and its upcoming season, and we're visiting with its executive director, Sue Schatz. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming in early on a Tuesday morning. What about this Civil War Museum?
It's very interesting, especially since we just got done doing Shenandoah at the Florence Little Theater and closing our season with that.
You should have contacted Ted Gregg to bring up some of these amazing artifacts.
It would have been great to have him in our production.
He's got a beautiful museum, and of course the indoor shooting range. Have you ever fired a gun there, Sue?
Not here, no.
Is that right? Yeah. It's amazing to watch those folks in there, men and women and others, just firing away.
I was watching them when I first got here this morning.
Here early on a Tuesday morning. And what about the season getting close?
Yes, it is. It's approaching very fast.
You've got something special that kicks off the summer season, I guess, a little bit with high schoolers.
We are opening our summer youth production, which is going to be July 13th through the 15th, and then this is the first time we are actually adding a second weekend, July 20th through the 22nd, and it's High School Musical, Disney's High School Musical, and we had 70 children audition for it.
70?
70.
Wow.
And we have 60 in the cast, so we have a full stage full of high schoolers and teenagers. And this is something that appeals to all ages. We had children in our workshop that were 5 and 6 last summer singing the music, so it's very popular right now, and it's a great way to for our summer production.
And you said this is put on by Disney, or Disney has a tie-in there? They use Disney music?
This is a Disney Channel. It was a Disney Channel movie, but this is all local talent. These are all kids from our community, from our local schools, homeschooled children. So there's a variety of children in this production, but all from the Florence area. That's
tremendous, Sue. Are you originally from the area, Sue?
No, I'm originally from Chicago.
Is that right? What brought you down to the Palmetto State?
Got transferred with a job.
Okay, great. Sure. Well, it's such a popular area and a lot going on in the PD area, and surely the existence of the Florence Little Theater. Am I correct? This is the 84th season that kicks off in September?
Yes, it is 84 years that we have had the Florence Little Theater.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And you all have been at the the Cashua Drive location for how long?
For 39 years. We've been at this location. Before that, we were at the old Air Movie Base. I'm sorry.
The old Air Base Movie Theater?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, sure, that's right. Yeah, of course, we've got the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base right next door here to the Myrtle Beach Indoor Shooting Range, and I'm sure they probably put on some great productions over the years. But you're talking about the one there in Florence?
Yes.
Right, sure. A lot happens when you go from one location to another. Of course, a lot of exciting things as y'all prepare to move the Florence Little Theater to a new location.
Yes, we will be moving hopefully at the end of next year to our new location.
And you'll scheduled to kick off the 2008-2009 season there at the new location?
Yes, that is our goal. Yes, sir.
How exciting, Sue. What about for you? How long have you been at the Florence Little Theater?
I have been at the theater 11 years, but I'm going into my 12th season at the theater. The first production that I was the executive director, we did How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying was the first production that I worked at.
Is that right? How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Yes.
Well, that's great. You've probably got some great memories for the different productions over the years.
Yes, I do. We've had a lot of great shows, a lot of great talent on our stage, and each show is remarkable in its own way.
What are some examples of that?
We had last year, we had Grease, which we had sold out productions. We had Always Patsy Cline, which was music based on Patsy Cline's.
Right.
And that we had sold out houses. We've had the Amistad case, which was based on the black ship with the slaves on it, and that was a tremendous success at the theater. So we've had many productions and a lot of talent come through through the doors in the years I've been there.
That's wonderful. Sue, if a viewer needs to get off to work now or just get family out of the house, what's the best phone number to call to learn about the upcoming season or even the performances that will be held next month, the high school performances?
Our box office number or office number is 843-662-3731.
Okay.
And call us anytime. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Good. And if for folks that are traveling in, the location on Cashua is easy to find. If they were coming in for a performance, where exactly is it located?
It's at 1000 South Cashua. The best way, if you're coming from the beach area, would going to 5 Points in Florence.
Okay.
And then make a left on Cashua, and we're about 1.5 miles down on the left.
Real easy to find.
Yes,
Obviously,
it is.
for folks in the PD, they've probably already been there many times.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah. So it's an easy trip. 843-662-3731.
Correct.
You'll normally put on how many performances during a season? Is there a set number? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? Or does it depend?
For many years, we did 6 performances.
Right.
Last year, we did 5 because we had the large production. We did Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and we added more shows. And because of the technical part of that show, the sets were larger. We decided to do only 5 shows last season because of that. Mm-hmm. And we are also doing 5 shows this season. So it may change and go back to 6, but it just depends upon the shows that they decide to do.
What's the existing seating right now, Sue, in the location on Cashua, and what are you projected to be when you all open next year in the new location? Do you know those numbers? Am I catching off guard?
Yeah, no, I do. Actually, our seating is not going to change. We are seating 395 at our current facility, and we'll have the same amount of seating in our new location. And the reason for that is after 400 seats, the royalties go up, and they almost double in price. So we decided to remain a community theater, keep our seats at a minimum of 395 for that reason. And we didn't want to get too large, but we also we're also taking into effect our costs down. Yes, exactly.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. You had some tremendous benefactors to help. I'm sure lots of folks from around the community. A big one, obviously, opening the doors for you all to be next to the public library there. So you've got a great location. I'm sure a lot of folks wrapping around to help the move be as successful as it plans to be.
We were very fortunate that the county and the foundation and McLeod Hospital donated land to us. So all the land that the new facility is going to be built on has been donated to us. Also, we received that wonderful grant from the Dr. Bruce and Lee Foundation for the construction and for the building of the new facility. So we've been very fortunate.
How much was that grant, Sue?
We received a $10 million grant.
Oh, come on. $10 million?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on. For the Florence Little Theater?
Yes, sir.
That is tremendous.
It is. And it's a great honor and privilege that we received it from them. And it's going to be a wonderful facility, and I hope everyone comes and takes a look at it and comes and visits and see one of our productions there. What
a testament to the strength of the Florence Little Theater to be able to garner. You think about libraries, obviously that's one thing, but a little theater that houses no more than 400 seats, you wouldn't necessarily think of a $10 million grant, but obviously it's respected and well thought of enough to engender that kind of support. That's tremendous.
Yes, like I said, we've been very fortunate. One of the opportunities it gives us is we'll have state-of-the-art facility. We'll have the technical end will be brought up to date. Our sound, state-of-the-art sound. We will have a building that is currently 3 times bigger than our current facility. We'll have a rehearsal hall, more lobby space. One of the things people constantly complain about our current facility is bathroom facilities.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So we will have like triple the amount of bathroom facilities. And we'll have more dressing rooms and storage space. That's one of the things that we are missing at our current facility is we have no storage.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as we have make a set, we have to tear everything down, and we can't keep it because we don't have any place to keep it.
Right.
But at this new facility, we will have the space that we will be able to keep set pieces and set decorations and things that we use in maybe use them again for another production.
That is wonderful. Speaking of set, we remember so fondly filming a week's worth of Carolina People on your stage there. It's a couple of years ago. I remember we had the president of Benedict College, and we had a fascinating lineup of guests in that week. I wish I could remember all the names there, but we really enjoyed that week being up there, and obviously some other times getting you in when we were filming more often in the PD. Surely a lot of big fans. Patsy Stone, I think, originally opened the door for us to get interested and begin focusing on the Florence Little Theater. You've got volunteers like Patsy and so many others that have been around and active with the Little Theater year after year and remain active.
Yes, we do. We only have 4 paid staff.
Is that right?
And everything else, our ushers, our box office workers, our directors, the actors, anyone else who comes in that door and helps at the Little Theater are all volunteers. Our board of directors is a volunteer board.
Right, right.
So we have a great support from the community in that aspect, that they come out and they help us get these productions on the stage and help keep our doors open.
I love it. Sue, did you grow up acting?
No, I've never had any desire to act.
Is that right? Sure. You've been in no plays there at the Florence Little Theater. I guess it would be difficult to be the executive director and also perform.
No, I have no desire to be on stage. I would prefer to be in the office and doing the day-to-day management.
Anyone in your family act?
No.
Your hubby, your kids, nada?
No,
nobody. Yeah.
No.
That's fascinating.
Now, I do have one of my daughters helps us and works backstage.
Good, yes.
And they've also volunteered at the theater, helping usher and house manage and things like that, but not on the acting end.
Let's think about a typical, for viewers on the Strand who haven't been to the Florence Little Theater, seen performances. Break down, let's say, one of the performances you had to wrap up the season. Just what all goes into the auditions ahead of time to get a cast together. Okay. Just give us a sense of what all the Florence Little Theater is about in an actual performance.
What we do is the director usually has auditions at least 6 to 8 weeks before the production comes onto our stage.
Okay.
They start rehearsals. Once they do their cast, they have rehearsals 4 days a week. And it's a big time commitment. They usually rehearse from 3 to 4 hours a night, and it's usually a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and a Sunday. Like I said, this is every week until the production. We start building the sets probably as soon as one play's over. We finished our last play. We start building for the next production. We have a staff of 3 that build our sets, and it's very time consuming, and we have people that come in and do sound, because that's a big part of it, and people that do props like for Shenandoah, found the guns and the hats and a lot of the uniforms, worked with the reenactors to get uniforms for us.
Much like what we're sitting in today.
Or if we don't have the costumes, they have to have someone build them and make them and sew them for us. We have to have somebody paint the scenery. There's a lot of aspects to it. You know, if you have music, we have to have somebody who does the music and have an orchestra. So it's very time consuming, but we have a bunch of dedicated people that love the theater and love to spend their time there and to help us.
I remember a guy who either works or lives in Dillon, who was one of the pianists, I believe, at one of the performances, highlighting his tremendous skill set when we were filming there. You've had so many great volunteers, and so I wish they all stuck out in my mind. You're rekindling some of my memories of those the times, as well as seeing some great shows there at the Florence Little Theater. For viewers who've never been and would like to come out, is it reasonable, or the cost, is it expensive to attend?
Not at all. For our musicals, it's $20 for an adult and $15 for students.
Okay.
And then for a comedy or drama, it's $15 for adults and $8 for students. What I encourage people to do, if they're interested in our productions, is buying a season ticket.
Good.
For an adult season tickets, it's $60, and that includes all 5 plays. So you save about $30 over buying each play individual.
Great.
And it's only $40 for a student ticket. So those are great prices, and almost as cheaper than going to the movie theater. And it's, I think, better entertainment.
In live performance, there's nothing like it.
Yes, it is.
There is really nothing like it. And you see both when something goes off a little bit or something's performing at a full throttle, You see it all right there, live on stage.
And we've had that happen.
I'm sure, little nooks and crannies that pop out, or obviously, as you say, just where they're running it at full throttle. What about the rest of the season as you prepare for the kickoff in September? Break down the season, if you don't mind. I know many of these dates, obviously, you probably laid out, but of course, you kick off the season September 7th with
Thoroughly Modern Millie, which is a musical, and that plays September 7th through the 15th.
Right.
Then we're having Wait Until Dark, which is a dark mystery suspense type of drama, and that will be October 26th through November 3rd.
Right.
And then we have an upbeat, what we call a high-octane musical, which is Pump Boys and Dinettes, which is going to be
January 18th through the 26th.
And then we are doing another comedy, which we have done previously, which is Rumors. And then we will close our season with the old favorite, Oklahoma.
Oh, yes, absolutely. April 25th through May 3rd, and Rumors, Feb 29, interesting, through March 8th. So this will be a tremendous season, and having 5, again, it's probably a melancholy season for a lot of folks as they think about not performing in a place they've loved performing, many of them probably for even the 39 years you've been there, but also a very exciting time as they think about performing in a new location for much of the same audience oftentimes.
It's going to be a bittersweet year. You know, there's a lot of memories, and you hate to leave where you've been, but then again, we've been offered a great opportunity, and we will build memories in the new theater facility also.
For many years to come. That's exactly right. And as you say, when you think through those 6 to 8 weeks leading up to a performance, when you're in a location 4 nights a week, oftentimes 5 or 6 nights a week for 3 or 4 hours, and of course for the set designers or otherwise, there really are. And it's different than necessarily a workplace because you're coming there doing something you love. So I'm sure the memories are very strong for folks, both performance as well as the audience like myself who'd sit out there and see performances.
Yes.
It'd be very special, 843-662-3731.
Yes. If somebody is interested we are getting ready to mail out our new season brochure. If anybody is interested in getting on our mailing list, if they will please call me and give me their name and address, I would be more than happy to send them out one. Right.
This tremendous brochure has a lot of information in there, both about the summer youth performance, the Disney High School musical on stage, and also obviously throughout the season, but has a great intro from the Florence Little Theater president, Chuck Bender, and then some tremendous information about all the performances there. But it also has some great information about the showtime and prices, and then some other ways. If folks were interested in supporting the Florence Little Theater more than just buying a season ticket or actually just buying an individual ticket, what are some other ways that viewers could get involved in supporting the Florence Little Theater? There's some other vehicles to help support?
Well, we have underwriters that underwrite each of our productions, and we can't do without our business and corporate sponsors. This is our second year. We're trying to also get sponsorships to help maybe with the musical part of the production, or help with the technical part, or help with costumes. So we've added some additional places where people can help defray some of the costs that are involved in putting on a production. But we also have, for the individuals, we have benefactors where you receive more season tickets for the price that are run around $500. We got our distinguished benefactor, which is $1,000, and a grand benefactor that's $2,000.
Yes.
Some companies use these for incentive and give them to their employees, give them to clients, their season tickets, and use them in a lot of different ways. But some people just buy them as a family and like to come and bring the entire family and make this an outing. So there's something in there for everyone where it comes to season tickets.
And the dates work so perfectly that our viewers in southeastern North Carolina are here along the Strand, can make it an evening, driving up and seeing one of the performances. Some of these overlap on weekends as well. Right.
We usually run our productions on 2 weekends, so there's plenty of time for them to come on up, go to a local restaurant in Florence, and then come see the production and make a night of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you think, do you oftentimes have students coming in, high school students, drama students from around the area who come and see behind the scenes as folks are preparing? Is that commonly done, or is it?
We will do tours for anybody who wants to come in. We do have a group of high school students that come in and usher for us from one of the local schools.
Great.
A couple nights a week when we need ushers. So we do have student involvement. But anybody who would like to come have a tour of the theater is more than welcome to come in, and we will give anybody a tour.
They just call the 843-662-3731 number.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about volunteer opportunities? So if someone wanted to volunteer the time, I know you talked about obviously the 4 paid staff, but then a lot of volunteers make things happen. Are you all full of volunteers, or are you ever seeking volunteers?
We can never have enough volunteers.
Listen to that. I like that answer, yeah.
We are always looking for ushers, house managers. We are looking for people to help paint sets, construction. We have a couple of people who are retired that come in and help us build sets, painting, help us with makeup or props or sets. If you are interested in volunteering, we will find a place for you to help us out.
Great.
And we can't tell how much we appreciate the support we get from our volunteers.
Yes, yes. There's no necessary skill set. You don't necessarily have to be able to build sets. I mean, you could even use some help in the office.
Yes, we can always use in our box office, or stuffing envelopes, or helping with mailers. If you're interested in helping, just give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to have you come and help us.
Great. I hate to put you on the spot by asking this, Sue, but I'm trying to think about if you can think back to folks that have began performing at this current location 39 years ago, or auditioned for performances. Or there's some names that viewers in the PD and here in the area may resonate because they've been performing there so long, or do you have folks that come and audition who are performing at the former Air Base location?
Yes, we do, but it's amazing. Most of them, like Patsy Stone, has been involved with the theater for many years.
Right.
Robin Thompson, Sandra Anderson. A lot of them serve currently on our board of directors.
Right.
And a lot of them have been patrons. You'd be surprised how many patrons have been of the theater for 50 years.
No.
They say, I remember back at the old Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a lot of people that have are still involved in the workings of the theater, but also as patrons.
Have you had any favorite? We've just got a couple of minutes, Sue. Any favorites over the years, over your 11-plus years there at the theater? And you've been the executive director for how long? That entire time?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? That's tremendous.
I guess I'm more partial. I like the musicals, like most people. Like I said, I can't think of one that just sticks out in my mind, but some of my favorites would be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Grease, Beauty and the Beast, Anything Goes. So I definitely, but I've had some comedies and dramas that I've liked too. I loved when we did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I just lost my train of thought.
No, that's fine. How about your family members? Your children had any favorites that they've seen there over the years that really stick out in their minds, or got them maybe thinking about doing different things in life because of the experiences that they saw there at the Florence Little Theater?
I think they're like me, that they like the musicals. My son liked Joseph.
Right.
My daughters have been to several of them. I can't really say what their favorites were, but we have something for everybody. Yeah,
yeah. And you have performances that every single evening sells out.
Yes. Well, we hope that every evening sells out, but we've had quite a few productions that we've had no seats available.
What over the last 12 years has been the most exciting aspect for you, Sue, in your involvement as executive director of the Florence Little Theater?
It's probably this new building facility, seeing it from the start and hopefully seeing it to the finish, and being able to have some input on the building, and working with the building committee, getting this building ready for the community. I think that's probably the most exciting thing.
I hope you'll give us the opportunity to come film a week of Carolina People up there with you when you move into the new location.
We'd love to have you.
That's great. Sue, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Sue Schatz coming up next. Look at this cover. It's a great cover. The words, you may not be able to see them. Join us as we celebrate 84 years of community theater and the last season at the South Cashua Drive location. It's special words. 84 years at the same, 34 years at the same location. 84 years of community theater in Florence. The Florence Little Theater has been around for that long. It's going into its 85th year at a new location on Dargan Street, right next door to the Doctors Bruce and Lee Foundation Library. You heard Sue talk about that $10 million grant. $10 million. It's not because someone went in and made a great pitch to the Doctors Bruce and Lee Foundation. It's because there was a groundswell of local support, local and regional support, people that have been enjoying and performing in and being a part of and volunteering time to the Florence Little Theater year after year. 84 years this year. 84 years. Think of that. Be a part of it. You can get a season ticket, buy an individual ticket, tremendous pricing both for students and adults. 843-662-3731. Take the time, pick up the phone, 843-662-3731. Easy phone number, write it down. Be a part of this 84th season of community theater in the Florence Little Theater.